morning, Coolest Coast. It is time for Coffee on the Coast. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee on the Coast. We're ready to have some fun. We're ready to blast off with some cast and crew of Heart-A-Rama. Joining me today are Jim Pouts, Jim Zdarsky, Karen Schweitzer Olsen, and Steve Olsen, and Tom Bartlemay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, Tina.
Good morning.
All right, today is the big day. You guys are ready to blast off, to go to space. 2024 Heart-A-Rama goes to space. Tonight is opening night. How are you guys doing? What are you doing on this live stream? Shouldn't you be preparing?
Yes.
The preparing is done, I hope.
I was just going to say, I think and hope the preparations are ready.
Nice. All right, so this is the 52nd year of Heart-A-Rama.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
That's amazing. Let's give people just a quick briefing of what Heart-A-Rama is and why they need to be there.
Well, I guess I'll jump in since I'm not seeing anyone else talking. So we're a comedy variety show. I like to. There are those people who have asked me, and we usually say we're our local version of Saturday Night Live with comedy skits. We call them tweeners, little musical numbers, a short musical that Tom Bartlemay is the director of, and it's just a good time. I think the show usually about 2 to 2.5 hours long, and of course we're here to raise money for the American Heart Association, along with donating AEDs locally. I don't know if anyone else wants to add. What did I miss?
You did well, Jim.
No, I guess that's a fair description. I know Karen and I always got a big kick. We've been with Lee Douglas a few times on his Be My Guest, and he's described Heart-A-Rama as a adult circus. We thought that was kind of fitting.
It certainly does have like a vaudeville feel, and it's such a fun way to be doing good, to be raising money. Over 52 years, is there like an estimate? Like, you guys have raised millions of dollars, right?
We're over 3.1 million. We're on our way to 4. I'm pretty excited about that.
That's cool. So we're talking circus, we're talking fun, raising funds. Jim Zdarsky, tell us about what's going on with your costume today. I'm assuming that's special for Heart-A-Rama, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm all ready to go. If you are familiar with the movie Spaceballs, John Candy portrayed a character called Barf. Not Barf, I am Worf. And I know it's backwards, but I'm the Worf, and I like how it kind of refers to something local. And excuse me, I'm left on I'm kind of the inobtrusive drunken dog on stage.
Funny. I love that. That's one of the things that's so special and unique about Heart-A-Rama is it's that locally based comedy, right? So taking something well-known and beloved like Spaceballs, but then turning it into a local tribute. That's awesome. And so going to space, it's not only Spaceballs then. Guys, tell us about some of the other fun things that you've got planned for the audience.
Well, we've got a number of skits. A lot, obviously, we parody some things. So this year, for instance, we have Heart-A-Rama likes to make fun of the local roundabouts, so we have roundabout and stick. As some of the pictures coming up here, you can see some aliens. You can see the Coneheads. Tom is directing Stranded Adventure. The Stranded Adventure, that's a little short musical. We have references to Star Trek and Spaceballs, as Jim alluded to. We've got a Space Jeopardy skit, which includes characters such as Space Force Private Gomer Pyle, Darth Vader, and Groot. So we're hitting space movies and stories through the years. We've got songs. We've got some opening and closing numbers. The closing number, when you saw all the people there in their white kind of NASA costumes, that's the closing number. The Sputnik hop. It is we have a new gentleman helping us with sound this year, and on the first dress rehearsal, he said, I didn't think I'd leave the first dress rehearsal with a song stuck in my head, and it was that song. So, so it's good fun. It's upbeat. So we got a lot of obviously space themed bits.
How awesome. And we should point out too, the entire Heart-A-Rama is locally written, locally produced, locally performed. How many people are in your cast and crew this year?
Somebody asked me that question about cast. Crew, maybe Tom or Karen could answer. Cast wise, I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 cast members. Because we have auditions and we get a number, and then some people can't make it and so forth. So we're somewhere in that range this year. I don't know, crew wise, maybe the others can answer to that.
Oh, go ahead, Karen.
I'm thinking we have well over 100 people every night volunteering, either backstage or as part of the house or selling all the different merchandise we have. So yeah, a lot of people.
And that's just a visual. I said we also have committees, probably close to another 50 people on committees and stuff that do stuff behind the scenes leading up to, this weekend for us. So there is a lot of parts to this puzzle.
And in case people don't know, it is such a fun experience, and it's truly an experience because you're not just there to see the stage show. There's all sorts of fun and activities happening around. There's merch that's available. Karen, can you tell us a little bit about these cool options?
Yeah, so we have our usual traditional type things like the shirts and the notepads, which have the logo on, Heart-A-Rama Goes to Space. Heart art this year, we have face painting is back after COVID, so people in charge of that are pretty excited. Bernstein's has donated some chocolates for us again. Those of you that like the peanut butter smidgens, you'll be happy. And they also, a number of years ago, actually designed a Heart-A-Rama chocolate bar. So we also have canned coolies. I guess they're also known as koozies. We've had those the last few years. And just yesterday, I received some decals from Lakeshore Screen Print. I can hold them up here. They have two different sizes, again, with the logo. That was pretty exciting. So that's our merch. And then we have the silent auction. We have a autographed football by Quay Walker, Packard football. We have a book that was written by Jerry Wanick. He's the same guy that did the logo. It's called Supernatural TV Series Photo Book. We have a couple Milwaukee Brewer tickets. Those will be available throughout the show, and then we'll pick the winner for those on or the high bidder, I should say, on Tuesday, May 7th. And then we also have a couple of oral auctions. The one of them will be we have Delbu Jewelry closed and Rumley Jewelers, Fine Jewelers. Thank you for stepping forward. And each night of the show, they are going to have a bracelet for us. I'll just hold that up too. It's a ladies sterling silver Pandora Moment snake chain bracelet. It has color changing hidden message, and that's right on the heart chakra. That's really, it's a really cool kind of thing we have for this year. And then Jim, I have somebody that is kind of pushing me out of the way. May I let somebody else in?
Sure.
Okay. And then Jim, maybe if you want to talk about Charlie Barron's.
Sure.
Okay, what's happening?
Yeah. Soon you will have to go from the kitchen to the dining room via a roundabout. Yeah. My motto shall always be a chicken in every pot and a roundabout in every garage. Yeah.
All right, so we have got a villain amongst us. Tell us the significance of the villain. We've got the villain in the logo. I know it's really fun when the villain appears. Let's talk about that.
Well, I think the villain was, that came about when we first started. Well, when the original, founders of Heart-A-Rama started, and it was very vaudeville. We used pantomimes, things like that, and that was kind of a vaudeville thing. And we thought, well, we have to have, everybody has to have the arch enemy, and that became our villain. So that was the dream of our forefathers, and that's where the villain came from.
Nice. So will the villain be making an appearance?
We need a pretty young thing to tie to the railroad tracks. Yeah.
How about Worf? Would that work?
No. No. Boo, hiss.
Will the villain be making an appearance this year, or is that top secret?
I can say the villain will be making an appearance.
I will be there. I will be your worst nightmare.
Okay, this is a ticketed event. How do people get tickets so that they can see it? You guys are opening tonight. You perform Friday, Saturday, and then again next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is at the Community House in Two Rivers. How can people participate?
Tickets are available for all of our performances yet. You can still get to Piggly Wiggly in Manitowoc or Two Rivers and pick up your tickets for your choice of nights. We do sell tickets online at heartarama.org. If you do go online, anything for this weekend will be a will call ticket. You'll pick it up at the door. We will have tickets available at the door. So you have that option. If you make a last minute decisions or you thought you couldn't make it and plans fall through and you can, just show up at the door and we'll certainly make sure you have a seat.
Nice. And speaking of that, it's always so fun. To me, it's exciting when you see the different costumed characters holding these picket signs that say seats here, and they really help people fill in and find the seats throughout the auditorium.
Yeah, it is a first come, first serve. So there is no reserved seating at Heart-A-Rama. So if you have never been, look for the seat fillers, and they're usually down at the end of each row of tables. And I know some people some people like to sit towards the back, and that's fine. But otherwise, our seat fillers will get you to the closest to the stage seating. But yeah, there's no reserve seating. We even have to tell our cast and crew, you can't save seats for anybody. And it is all on the floor of the community house.
Nice. And it's okay to come hungry. It's okay to come thirsty. Tell us why.
Well, we do serve food. We have brats, hamburgers before the show. We also serve our famous heart dogs at intermission. Beer and wine coolers and wine are served during the show. So there's no reason to want anything else or go anywhere else. We provide everything you need for that 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and if I may jump on that, something we're trying out this year is the idea of a credit card. So we're not going to use it for everything. So food purchases will all be cash only. But we are going to have like a merch counter. So if you've ever come to Heart-A-Rama and you know where our food is served pre-show, there's a counter kind of opposite that food on the other wall. And we'll have some merchandise there that can be purchased from using a credit card this year. And also bar purchases can be done at a credit card. There will be one credit card station at one of our 2 bars.
Oh, hey, making it simple. Awesome. And you also have an opportunity for someone to buy the best seat in the house. Tell us about this.
So as you can see by the picture there, we have some guest auctioneers. This year, Lisa Novacek is our nightly auctioneer. And we've been trying to get some guests to join our nightly auctioneers. So tonight we bring back the veterans, Chris Cornelli and Rick Giral, who used to be our regular auctioneers back in the day. They're going to come and help Lisa sell this toilet seat. Tomorrow night, we have Dita Vaughn, otherwise known as Lee Rajeski. Some of you might know Lee. Playing Dita Vaughn will be tomorrow. And then Stephen Devine from WOMT is on Saturday of this week. And then if you look at that photo there, next week, we have John Mino. So he's a radio TV personality. Many people know who Charlie Behrens is. Charlie is coming back on Friday. From my source, from his producer, I was told he did it last year for us, and he very much enjoyed himself. So he wanted to come back. which is awesome. And then we got Bill Jarts from Channel 2 coming on next week, Saturday.
Well, what a fun sign that Charlie Behrens enjoyed the shenanigans of Heart-A-Rama.
Yeah, matter of fact, we have, besides the auction of the bracelet, since I've been producing the show, I've been able to get some items from Charlie Behrens from the Manitowoc Minute. So I've already got some T-shirts. If you like his Ope T-shirt, Charlie will be auctioning that off. And it looks like we might also be having, a little bit of liqueur. Charlie has his old-fashioned brandy, and we got some bottles donated. And last night, Charlie said, "Hey, did you get those bottles? I can send you some." So I think we'll have that, and so that'll be another extra auction that will be coming up. Typically, I think we'll do that auction in the first half of the show and following. And when Charlie comes next Friday, he's going to again do 5 minutes of stand-up for us. He's also going to be auctioned off for a meet and greet at intermission for the highest bidder. So so that's pretty cool.
Do you think he'd do it for Heart Dogs?
I don't know about that.
Fun. All right. So Charlie Behrens is joining the fun. That is next Friday. Tickets are still available for all of the performances you said. Are the Pit Boys going to be entertaining this year?
Absolutely. They are.
Yes,
they're ready to roll.
We have the Pit Boys providing entertainment for us before the show at intermission. And if you want to stay around and dance a little bit after. And I also want to have a shout out here. We are having the Seavers. If anybody has heard of the Seavers or Meet the Seavers, they are a local couple who do some very interesting musical stuff, and they wrote a little song about Manitowoc. So they will be doing that each night right after our intermission to kind of get our second act going. So we're happy to have them on board and fit in with our whatever we do.
Yeah, that is going to be so cool. They are a great local couple doing, really interesting entertainment. I'm so happy to know that you guys have connected.
Yeah, they came to us and said we'd be willing to do this song, and they even put a little Heart-A-Rama spin in there. So so we said, yeah, why not? So we kind of thought, well, a good place would be coming right out of intermission prior to the Heart-A-Rama news.
Nice. What else should people know about this incredible production that you're putting on?
I'll jump in. Jump in. I've been doing for about 10 seasons. Really like about is the cast. It's not only about the show, it's about the family. Our number one goal is to raise money for Heart Association, but getting together with this family once a year is just so fulfilling, and it keeps me coming back to want to be on the cast. And as I said before, being local is very much a fun thing to have. Being a former teacher, I'm used to being PC, but being on the cast and being part of this, I don't have to worry about being PC. And it's just lets yourself go, and it makes people see the good in all of us as a community.
Awesome. And you guys, you don't do it alone, right? You also have lots of sponsors. Is there anything that you want to say about the many, many businesses and organizations locally that support the mission?
I mean, I would say a huge thank you. We have sponsors, as you saw in the pictures there. Seehafer is a major sponsor this year, giving us a lot of ads on the various radio stations. The Jackson K kids donate every year. We have, how can you not? That's what helps us stay afloat, along with, of course, all the people who attend and buy and donate and bid on the toilet seat and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a big thank you. Otherwise, I don't know that we could survive without them.
Yeah, did we
Well, you know,
specify that the
that's
best seat in the house is a toilet seat, and that every year an artist creates a specially designed toilet seat? If you want to see a collection of them, is there still one up at Piggly Wiggly in Manitowoc? They have so many across their walls. I've seen a collection at Festival Foods in Manitowoc. Are there other collections displayed that you're aware of that people can enjoy?
not that I'm aware of. No, those are our two major sponsors. You know, a lot of them have been local businesses that probably people don't get into as much. A lot of the builders, contractors in town have bought over the years. So some of them are not quite as in public areas. But getting back to the, you know, sponsors and how we keep this going for 52 years. I mean, it is the community that has kept this going for 52 years. I mean, we've all sat back and we've all remember, you know, businesses closing over the years and things like that. And we thought, you know, Heart-A-Rama is going to struggle this year, but it's always been the community that has stepped up and kept this going, which makes it easy for us to put this show out there because we know they will be there for us.
Nice. All right. So you guys, Heart-A-Rama, you're ready to go to space, blasting off starting tonight. What time do the doors open and what time does the show start?
So I'll throw that out there. Everything is, if you've been an attender, we backed everything up a half hour. We thought we're going to try that. Maybe, I know sometimes people, especially on Thursday nights, sometimes feel like, oh, they checked their watch, they got to work the next day. So doors will open at 6 o'clock this year. And the pre-show food will be sold until about 6:40, I think, 6:40, 6:45. Then we will have the best seat in the house auction at 6:40, and the show itself starts at 7. And as we said, there are still tickets available, especially I know that, you know, Thursdays are, you know, the tougher nights because it's during the week. So definitely some tickets tonight and tomorrow, I know for sure. So as Tom mentioned, for this week anyway, I'm sure there will be some at the door that can be purchased.
Nice. And I just wanted to put up this piece of information. And you know what? It reiterates what you just told us. Doors open at 6 p.m., food from 6 to 6:45, best seat in the house auction starting at 6:40, 7 p.m. is curtain. It's when the show starts. This is happening April 25th, 26th, 27th, and then again, May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at the Community Center in Two Rivers. What else do you want people to know before you blast off?
Karen, you can say it. You gotta have heart.
Can we hear you guys sing it to sign us off?
Oh my.
You gotta have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, that's when the grin should start. You gotta have heart. Mustn't sit around and know. This does sound like the
Yeah, just like it's on stage.
Too fun. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Break a leg with the productions this week and next. Thank you for sharing the message. My guests today, Jim Zdarsky, Jim Pouts, Tom Bartlemay, Karen Schweitzer Olson, and Steve Olson, representing the villain, all from Heart-A-Rama. Heart-A-Rama Goes to Space 2024 takes the stage tonight. Then Friday, Saturday this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday next week. I'm your host today, Tina Prigge, signing off. Take care, everyone.
See you there.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tina, you look really good on the